So Phillip Rivers retired from the NFL, and I said this last hour, this is an unbelievable quarterback opening. Matt Stafford, Carson Wentz, take pay cuts, get there. This is what the Green Bay Packers coaching opening was 2 years ago. You don't get Aaron Rodgers. You don't get a good culture. You don't get a pretty good roster, actually a really good roster. You generally have to take over the Jags, or you take over Cleveland or the Lions. So when the Packer job came open, Matt LaFleur, I mean, that's literally your first job out of college. Google. It doesn't work that way, right? You always work at a crappy company and work your way up to the best job, the Facebook or whatever it is. That's what this Colts job is. You got a great GM, very good coach, great O-line, star running back, excellent defense, well run, and a winnable division. So it's a great job. So the question isn't, is it a good job? Could they get great quarterbacks? Yes. The question is, who do they want? So there's a lot of people that could be out there. They all come with baggage. Carson Wentz, really expensive, injuries. Jimmy Garoppolo, mistake-prone, iffy judgment. Sam Darnold, can he play? Matt Stafford, 12 years in the league, 0 signature wins. They all come with something. And except Darnold, they're all kind of expensive. What I would do if I was Chris Ballard, I would go for it. We have a trend in the AFC. Let's just talk about the AFC. And you've always got to consider what conference you're in, right? Got to win your division first. You're going to face your conference. And I would go for it. I would move up. Now, they're picking 21st, and you say, Colin, that's too far to go. But I want to give you some examples. Kansas City had the 27th pick. What did Kansas City do to get Patrick Mahomes? Got up to 10. Houston went from 25 to 12 to get Deshaun Watson. Baltimore had to move from the second round, 52 to get to 32 to get Lamar. And Josh Allen, they traded up from 21, made another trade, and then another, and got up to 7. So those are the teams you're going to be trying to get to the Super Bowl through, just in your conference. They all went big, rolled the dice, gave up a bunch of picks, and got Mahomes, Watson, Lamar, and Josh Allen. 4 for 4. 4 stars. 4 home runs. Say what you want about Lamar in the playoffs. He's a home run. That's a home run. You win in 80% of your games with Lamar. That is an A. May not be an A+, that's Mahomes, but it's an A. That's what I would do if I was the Colts. And I think there's a team out there it's pretty interesting. So if you look at the draft board, because if you're Chris Ballard, you don't want to make a move to move up the draft, get to like 6, and then 2 teams move ahead of you and get the quarterback. Look at the Dolphins at 3. So we know the Jags are taking a quarterback. We think the Jets could. That means Justin Fields, Trevor Lawrence gone. There's still the kid out of BYU, Zach Wilson. There's still Mac Jones out of Alabama. There's still Trey Lance. I would call the Dolphins. Why? Because the Dolphins have already said they're sticking with Tua. That's what the GM and the coaches said. So they're sticking with Tua and Ryan Fitzpatrick. Number 2 is they're still rebuilding. They haven't made the playoffs yet. They want picks. They've done very well in the draft. They'll take picks. So if I'm the Colt, the question now is, Chris Ballard wants a quarterback. He's going to have to outbid potentially. Carolina could want a quarterback. We know New England does. 49ers may. What would you give up to secure the number 3 pick? Because you don't need the first pick or the second pick, frankly. There's a lot of good quarterbacks in this draft, unless you just love Justin Fields, and then you move up to 2. But if you call the Dolphins, who are still rebuilding, they're going to stick with Tua, I think you give up several first-round picks. Remember, Chris Ballard has a history of not being paralyzed by having first-round picks. They gave up one for DeForest Buckner. It paid off great. I will tell you this, and I'm not sure if Chris Ballard has told me this, but I've been told this by several GMs in the league, that unless you have like a top 7-8 pick, and you're guaranteed like a Trevor Lawrence, a Bosa, a Penei Sewell, like there's always 7 or 8 guys in the draft, you're like, that's going to be great. And then you get another 7-8 guys are going to be really good. But after about the 12th, 13th, 14th pick, you'd rather move to the second round because you're paying first-round prices, and there's not a big gap from the 16th pick to the first 3 picks in the third round. There's really not a big gap. There's usually a handful of great play. Trevor Lawrence this year, Penei Sewell, those are just home runs. Those are once-in-a-lifetime players at their position. After that, if I said, that edge rusher from Miami Hurricanes, He didn't play well. Would you be shocked? I mean, the third of the first round never materializes. So I would give up. I would give up if I was Chris Ballard to get that quarterback if I wanted him. I'd easily give up 3 first-round picks. I don't even think it's. If you look at Jimmy Johnson, created a chart. Former Cowboy coach, Hall of Famer, Fox broadcaster. He created a trade chart years ago that's used today by many teams. To move up from 21 where the Colts are to 3 would take 3 first-round picks. And I would do it. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.